Camping is an outdoor recreational activity that involves spending time in nature, typically in a tent, camper, or under the open sky. It's a popular way to connect with nature, escape the hustle and bustle of daily life, and enjoy outdoor activities like hiking, fishing, and stargazing. Setting up a tent is a fundamental skill for a camping adventure. Here's a step-by-step guide on how to set up a tent for a weekend camping trip. 1. Choose the right tent. Size and capacity. Select a tent size based on the number of people who will be camping. Tents come in various capacities, from one-person tents to family-sized tents. Seasonal rating. Consider the seasonal rating of the tent. 3-season tents are suitable for spring, summer, and fall, while 4-season tents are designed for winter camping. Ease of setup. Choose a tent that is easy to set up, especially if you're a beginner. Dome tents are often straightforward to assemble. 2. Gather necessary equipment. Tent components. Check that you have all the components of the tent: tent body, rainfly, tent poles, stakes, and guy lines. Additional gear. Gather other necessary camping gear, such as a ground tarp, a mallet or hammer for stakes, and a footprint, if your tent doesn't have a built-in one. 3. Select a campsite. Check regulations. Choose a campsite that complies with camping regulations. Check if you need a reservation, permits, or if there are specific rules for the area. Level ground. Look for a flat and level area to set up your tent. Avoid areas prone to flooding and be mindful of the terrain. 4. Prepare the tent site. Clear debris. Clear the tent site of rocks, sticks, and debris. This will make it more comfortable to sleep and prevent damage to the tent floor. Smooth ground. If the ground is rough, use a ground tarp or footprint to create a smoother surface for the tent floor. 5. Assemble the tent. Lay out the tent body. Lay out the tent body on the ground in the chosen spot. Orient it so that doors and windows face the desired direction. Insert tent poles. Assemble the tent poles according to the manufacturer's instructions. Insert the poles into the corresponding sleeves or clips on the tent body. Attach the rainfly. If your tent has a rainfly, attach it over the tent body. This provides additional protection from rain and weather. Stake down the tent. Stake down the corners of the tent to secure it in place. Pull the tent fabric taut, but not so tight that it distorts the shape of the tent. 6. Adjust for ventilation. Adjust windows and vents. If your tent has windows or vents, adjust them for ventilation. Proper airflow is essential for preventing condensation inside the tent. Use guy lines. If windy conditions are expected, use guy lines to anchor the tent and provide additional stability. 7. Test the setup. Check stability. Once the tent is set up, check its stability by gently pushing on the sides. Adjust stakes and guy lines if needed. Practice opening and closing. Familiarize yourself with the process of opening and closing doors and windows. Test zippers and closures to ensure everything works smoothly. Setting up a tent is a foundational skill for camping, and with practice, it becomes second nature. Taking the time to choose the right tent, selecting a suitable campsite, and following proper setup procedures contribute to a successful and enjoyable camping experience.